Operating a cut-off saw, commonly known as a Stihl saw, without water suppression or vacuum extraction isn't just a shortcut. It's a major safety violation. If the water suppression or vacuum extraction equipment is also on site, failing to use it introduces unnecessary legal, health, and physical liabilities. In the UK, cutting paving slabs dry without adequate control measures is not just bad practice, it is a criminal breach of health and safety legislation. The specific legal requirements. You and your employer are primarily bound by two sets of regulations. 1. The control of substances. Hazardous to health regulations. COSH. Regulation 7 requires employers to prevent or, where not reasonably practicable, adequately control exposure to substances hazardous to health. Under COSH, the workplace exposure limit, the legal limit for respirable crystalline silica, RCS, is 0.1 mg per cubic meter, averaged over 8 hours. This means that dry cutting a single paving slab without suitable control measures can exceed this limit by 100 times in minutes. 2. The Health and Safety at Work Act, 1974. Section 3 sets out a duty to ensure that members of the public are not exposed to risks to their health. Section 7 places a legal duty on individual employees to take reasonable care of themselves and others. If you choose not to use water suppression provided to you, you can be personally prosecuted. The No Defense Clause. In court, I was in a rush or it was just one cut is not a defense. If the prosecution proves the water suppression kit was available while you were cutting dry, the judge will view it as a deliberate choice to endanger lives. Prosecutions also happen on a frequent basis. The silica surge in early 2025, legal experts noted a string of prosecutions specifically for dust failings by the HSE, including 4 successful silica-related prosecutions in January 2025 alone. What do we need to do to work safely? The core rule: no water or vacuum extraction, no cutting. There is zero justification for dry cutting. If the water bottle is empty, the pump is broken, the vacuum extraction equipment is faulty or someone forgot to bring it, the saw doesn't start or stops until the water suppression or extraction equipment is fixed or is on site and ready to use. Why it matters: the risks. Health and respirable crystalline silica, RCS. Dust. Cutting concrete dry releases. Silica dust. It is a silent killer that causes silicosis, a permanent life-changing lung disease. Public protection. We frequently work in high footfall areas. Members of the public haven't signed up to breathe in our dust. A dust cloud in a busy street is a health hazard and a shortcut to a massive fine. Visibility. Dry cutting creates a fog. If you can't see a pedestrian walking toward your work zone and they can't see you, an accident is almost inevitable. Working safely. Check the feed. Before starting the saw, ensure water is flowing freely to both sides of the blade or that the vacuum extraction equipment properly installed and working. The work zone. Use physical barriers, Harris fencing or cones and tape, to create an exclusion zone. No member of the public should be within the spark or spray zone. Wind direction. Be mindful of where any remaining mist or spray is blowing. Don't soak pedestrians or shop entrances. Slurry management. Wet cutting creates slurry, wet mud. This is a major slip hazard. Clear as you go. Do not leave offcuts or slabs lying in the pedestrian path. Trip hazards in a busy area are as dangerous as the saw itself and can create even more hazards if left within the work area. Wash down. Once the cut is finished, wash away the slurry immediately before it dries back into hazardous dust. Additional PPE. To keep everyone's lungs, ears and eyes intact, you'll need to wear additional pieces of PPE when using a cut-off saw. If you aren't wearing the following, there's no cutting. Eye protection. Safety glasses are not enough. High-speed debris can fly under the gaps and penetrate the lenses. You must wear impact-rated safety goggles when using the cut-off saw. Respiratory protection, the big one. If you're cutting concrete, stone or brick, you're creating silica dust. You are required to wear a fitted FFP3 disposable or reusable respiratory protection mask. They filter at least 99% of airborne particles, up to 0.6 micrometers, have a maximum 5% total leakage. Even with the water suppression or vacuum extraction systems running, fine particles can escape that you don't want in your lungs. It is vital with an FFP3 mask to have had a face-fit test and be clean-shaven. The alternative option is a forced induction hood. Hearing protection. These saws run at about 105 to 110 decibels. That's the instant hearing damage range. You must use earplugs or earmuffs whilst the saw is in use. The golden rule. If there is no water suppression, vacuum extraction, or additional PPE, there is no cutting. It's that simple.